episode of Local Roots. Hi, I'm Todd Studer. In case you missed the announcement earlier, we're going to be rebranding Local Roots to be called Potawatomi County Roots. And the reason that we're doing that is because we're launching a new show that's going to be coming up with the first episode this Friday called Mills County Roots. And it's hosted by Carlene Halls. And she has been hard at work getting interviews done, talking with different people. We're excited to be bringing this new show to you. And also, I'm excited that we're going to put a more narrow focus on this show. So this will be highlighting what's going on in Potawatomi County and what affects the local residents and more of the rural communities in Potawatomi County. And Mills County Roots will then be focused on what's happening, obviously, in Mills County. So be looking for that first episode of Mills County Roots this Friday. Also, if you'd like an opportunity to see everything that's going on here at the studios on Willow, we have an open house coming up this Thursday. We'd love to see you. And that will be going on from 4 until 6. We'll have some refreshments. I understand we're going to be doing a giveaway. So if you have a business in the area, we would love for you to stop by. And we're going to be drawing for a free ad package. How about that? So you could be a guest right here on this show. And we want to be able to show you the studios. So stop on by. We're at 500 Willow. And Suite 308 is the easiest one. We've got a lot of different suites, but that's the one that's directly at the end of the hallway. And take a tour of the park building at 500 Willow in Council Bluffs. We'd love to see you there. Coming up today, we're going to be talking with David Klitz. He is the CEO and the manager over at the ReStore. And what this is a place where you can take gently used furniture and donate it to Habitat for Humanity. And then they resell it, and those funds help support everything that Habitat for Humanity is doing. And the cool thing about this, and we're going to learn more from David today, is that it's not just for Council Bluffs. They will come and pick up furniture from you from a certain radius. So David will talk about that. So if you're in one of the more rural communities and you have some furniture that you would like to donate, don't have a truck to be able to get it into the ReStore, they'll come get it. And we're going to learn all about that and about Habitat for Humanity's mission and just what the ReStore is all about. So, David Klitz today on Local Roots. Here on Local Roots, we explore the places that make our region home and the people who keep them connected. And that is why we are proud to feature Marnie Elkhorn Communications, your local communications provider, serving Marnie, Elkhorn, Walnut, Avoca, and a lot of other communities around southwest Iowa. And these towns that are being provided with high-speed fiber internet, reliable phone service, and TV options built for rural living. With real local support and unlimited data plans, you're going to get speeds up to 1 gig to work, stream, and stay in touch with family and neighbors. Visit metc.net to learn more and get connected today. If you have a leak, a clogged drain, or if you're planning a big remodel, Waldstein Plumbing has you covered with fast, reliable service and expert craftsmanship, handling everything from small repairs to major installations. They are locally owned and trusted and take pride in doing the job right the first time. Residential or commercial, big or small, when plumbing problems strike, call Waldstein Plumbing. Visit waldsteinplumbing.com for a free estimate. And if you're in the market for stylish, locally curated fashion close to home, visit Unique Boutique, Iowa at 101 4th Street in Neola, your destination for trendy clothing. Also accessories, distinctive gifts, owned and styled by Jamie Bush, a Neola mom and former educator. Unique Boutique, Iowa brings homegrown passion for quality and community to every piece. Jamie's open on the weekends, 10 to 2 on Saturday, 11 to 3 on Sunday, but you can shop always online at shopubiowa.com.
David Klitz is in studio today. He is the director at the ReStore in Council Bluffs, and it's kind of nice being here. You're not that far away.
No,
this is an easy trip.
GPS was 2 minutes.
We actually, the last time we headed down to your store, we walked.
Yeah.
Took a little longer than I thought it was.
Just a
going to.
little longer than
But
2 minutes. But still, it was a good day.
Yeah, it was a good day. It was a good day to be outside and a good day to head to the ReStore.
Yeah.
I see familiar faces when I go in there, obviously from the folks that work there, but also you have returning people quite a bit.
Oh my gosh, all the time. Yeah, yeah. And so that's just really kind of one of the cool things about the ReStore is that we've got our regulars that are in 1, 2, 3, sometimes 4 or 5, 6 times. Well, not 6. We're only open 5 days a week, but I mean, sometimes folks are there just about every day.
Right.
Or they'll go kind of a stint where we won't see them for a couple 3 weeks, and then they'll come in and we'll see them a couple days in a row, just looking for stuff. They got a project going on.
Is there things that move faster for you than other? I mean, the style?
I could say words to you right now, and I would 100% be inaccurate, because it's really interesting, because at the ReStore we never know what's coming in, right? Our inventory changes literally every 10 minutes with stuff going in and stuff going out, and so stuff that we think is going to sit there for 4 or 5 months is leaving in like 2 or 3 days. And it could be anything. It could be a great kitchen cabinet set. It could be some great furniture. It could be some knicky-knacks or saw blades upstairs. I mean, you truly never know.
How often do you have to readjust your floor plan? I'm not talking wholesale,
Yeah.
but just a little bit, because it changes so much that my head would start to hurt after a while, but just constantly readjusting the Jenga board.
Yeah, and that's really. I mean, it happens literally every day. We have kind of a plot and a plan, right? We've got a madness to our method, if you will. We have certain areas of the store that remain furniture or hardware or tools or doors or windows, but we also have built in a decent amount of flex space that we just kind of, whenever we're able to leave it open, we'll leave it open, because you never know what's going to come in. I've got a storage container today, a 40-foot storage container, Connex, coming with probably about 25 apartment-sized fridges and dressers and nightstands from a local hotel that's doing a remodel. So when something like that happens, we have to shift and adjust and be super flexible with where stuff goes and how we put it on the floor.
When you have something like that come in, are there people that you call that okay, we could turn these around pretty quick, or do you just wait for them to come to you?
No, we're super fortunate that we do have a group of folks that are either landlords, or they will take appliances and they'll kind of give them they'll freshen them up and then resell them. Still at very reasonable prices, but we kind of have our people. We're fortunate that those people that are looking for stuff like that come in on a regular basis, so we don't have to do too much. Hey Joe, come on down.
They're coming in.
We got 97 fridges. Let's go. We know that they're going to come in.
That I love going in there, because sometimes I'll see the same thing multiple times when I go in, but not every time.
Yeah. No,
there was one time I went in, and just like 2 times ago I went in and you had a couch and a chair that looked like they were matched. Last time I was there, the couch was gone.
Yeah.
And just the chair left.
Yeah, exactly. And that's we do a really good job of turning our inventory over. We will turn almost 100% turn our inventory over about 4 times a year. We've got that color code system, right? So kind of like you see at some of the other thrift stores that with clothing, this color is this % off or whatever. We do it on a monthly basis. So, for example, whatever comes in this month, between now and the end of the month, so another 2 weeks or so, is going to be, we're going to get it on the floor and we're going to sell it for full price, whatever that price is. 50 to 70% off new retail based on age and condition is kind of what our rule is. If it's still here on, let's say, February 1st, where that color is going to discount at the register by 25%. So if it's $100, it'll discount to $75. If that item continues to be here until March 1st, one more month, it'll go to 50% off. One more month, it'll go to 75% off. So it's a great way for us to clear space when we need to clear space, right? And it helps us to kind of create that velocity, get those items really rocking and rolling out of the store.
Well, also, if you didn't do that, I have a feeling that you would have way more inventory than you have space for, because you're getting donations all the time.
We do. Even it's January, right? We're a little bit slow on donations, but we're not ridiculously slow on donations. The weather is a factor, so the nicer the weather, the more donations we get, generally. So it does that, doing that type of process and that type of discount system is really. It's great for us because we are, again, limited space, and we sell we're pretty good at our pricing. We're not perfect, right? And our customers are very loud about that if we're really off base with it. Yeah. And I appreciate that. I want that feedback. But by and large, we sell about 87% of all our items at either full price or just that first discount, that 25% off. We don't sell a whole lot of items at that 50 or 75% off.
That has to be an indication, though, that you are getting it priced correctly.
Right. Yeah. We're within a really good range.
I have been in a ReStore over in Omaha. I don't remember seeing this color code over there.
So they do it slightly different. They have done stuff like that in the past, but in Omaha they'll do discounts, like kind of mass discounts by dates, and it kind of depends on what they're doing for space. That's the interesting thing about ReStores is that each affiliate. So Habitat for Humanity of Council Bluffs is separate from Habitat for Humanity of Omaha. We're an affiliate of the overall Habitat International. So each one of the 850 or 900 ReStores across the country does things just a little bit different.
So what's happening over in Omaha then, whether it's with the ReStore or with Habitat as an entity, there can be differences there because you've got your own decision makers on each side.
Exactly. There are an overall staff of probably about 125, 130 people. We're an overall staff of about 15. So there is a little bit. We are a smaller affiliate, but the reason we do what we do and the mission is the same. We're a ecumenical housing organization, and we work with folks that want to realize that dream of home ownership.
We've talked about this in other times that I've had you on, David, but I want to mention it. I think we should mention it every time just because it's this important. The reason for the ReStore is to cover all of the expenses that make it so Habitat as itself in building homes, that money can stay there.
Yeah.
You are covering all of the administration and a lot of different things with sale through the ReStore. Yeah. That translates to more money on that side.
Exactly. So again, we're all about home ownership, and we build homes and we sell homes to our partner families that have qualified for our program, right? And so we want as much of the donations that come to us, whether it's whether you're writing us a check every Christmas, or whether it's someone who is just dropping a little extra cash in the in the mail to us, or if it's a large donor. We want all of that money to go to our homeownership and our construction program. That's why we do what we do. I'm not in the business of selling pink toilets, literally selling pink toilets, because that's my passion. My passion is Habitat for Humanity, right? It's the mission that we have of building those simple, decent, affordable homes for folks that may otherwise not qualify through conventional mortgage, lenders.
Well, let's be honest, though. You get a little bit of a kick out of
it. Is fun.
Some of this stuff that's
fun.
coming in, and you take a look and say, wow, that is a really unique piece, or that is really old. And the last time I was in there, you had some stuff that had some age to it. Yeah. These are true antiques that oftentimes still need that love to be able to bring them back to more full strength.
Yeah. There's we are so fortunate, and the community in and around Council Bluffs is so generous with their donations. There are plenty of other places that folks can donate materials to, furniture, building materials, tools, hardware, etc. But they have chosen us, and we're super grateful for that.
Well, I also think too that the giving that happens in the community that we live in, and not just Council Bluffs, but also in the surrounding communities, because you're actually getting out in around smaller communities in Potawatomi and Mills County. People like to know that their dollars are staying right at home.
Yes, very much so.
And that's the case.
Very much so.
When you donate furniture to the ReStore in Council Bluffs, ultimately that is benefiting people in this region.
Yeah, it's just, we sell that couch, and even though I talked to you about some of the customers that will call us out if they feel as though the pricing is not right. And then there's some folks who come in and are just like, well, I don't get this. Why is it this blah, blah, blah. You get this free. Why don't you, why isn't it cheaper? Why? So we want to put a fair price, right? We're not out to gouge anybody, but we want to do something that is fair and equitable for everyone. That's why we do the discounts the way we do it, so that that's fair and equitable. We don't have, that bartering or that negotiation stuff going on. But it's just you're right. Where the money goes is important, and is the reason it stays right here. Does it take care of our administrative costs? Yes, but that helps to do something that's even bigger than just the ReStore. And that's, again, building those homes, working with those partner families to realize home ownership.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that goes on inside of any nonprofit that has to be not directly involved, because there are administrative costs.
Yeah.
You got to pay the power bill.
Yeah.
You have all of these different things that have to be taken care of. So this is a really cool way of doing it. I mean, how long has Habitat been doing ReStore things? Do you know how far back that goes?
Early 90s is when the first
started?
ReStore. Okay. There was a ReStore that started in Canada and a ReStore that started shortly thereafter in Texas. And so since about the early 90s is when kind of the whole concept of ReStore started happening. And it was kind of one of those things where, early on, because Habitat for Humanity of International is going to be celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. Kind of a big deal. So we'll have more coming out about that. But at the very beginning, it was all volunteer driven, and it was all donation driven. Almost all donation driven, right? And so folks would say, "Hey, here, do you want this cabinet set? Do you want this box of nails? Do you want this hammer?" And a couple of the affiliates are like, "Oh God, we've got enough, right? What are we going to do with it? We can't use it on this new construction build. So why don't we figure out a different way?" And that's kind of how ReStore happened, is a way for the affiliate to take those very generous donations that they really, truly couldn't use. Like, when we build a house, we want a complete electrical package. So we want all the light fixtures to match, right? We want all the switch plate covers to match. And so, unless we get a large donation of all the same thing, while it's very generous and we appreciate that, it's not how we do it, right?
No, and at that point, you've just become a storage facility for somebody else's stuff that they didn't want in their own house.
Yeah. So, so kind of fast forward to right now, 850, 900 ReStores across the country, and we've got some overseas as well. I think Ireland, Romania.
Really?
There's a couple new ones that have kind of popped up in the past several years. So
I'm trying to think if this is a shift because my ADD brain does this, but I'm trying to think of any other former U.S. president that had as big of an impact outside of office after they were president that Jimmy Carter did.
Sorry.
I don't know that exists.
I agree with you. I think that every former president kind of has their has their passion outside of office and outside of that, and certainly the Carter Center for President and Mrs. Carter was one of them, and then the partnership and the support for Habitat for Humanity. Yeah, it was amazing, and literally all the way, well, he passed away a year ago at 100, right? And literally up until probably 2 or 3 years ago, they were still very actively involved in.
See pictures. He had a hammer in his hand. You saw it.
Yeah, and they every year they participated. Starting in I think 1984 and 1985, they started the Jimmy and Rosalind Carter Work Project, and so they would go and work. Generally, 1 year would be domestic, so some in some Habitat affiliate or working in partnership with some Habitat affiliate in the States, and then they would go and work internationally. And they would work with a Habitat affiliate in another country. And they would bring together volunteers and all the fundraising and come in and do like a week-long blitz, basically.
Well, and plus this program helps people past home ownership.
Yes.
When you look at what high school groups that will come out and choose this is going to be our project for whatever it is. It might be the show choir. It might be, might be the football team.
Right.
It could be anybody. There's so many teaching opportunities that are happening through this that end result is someone has a house that they can call home. But it expands so much farther out than that.
And our partnership, a great segue into our partnership with Council Bluffs Community School District is for now this is the fourth. We're going into our fourth build. We affectionately call it the school build, the schoolhouse, and this will be the fourth time where juniors and seniors from TJ and from AL come and work and help to frame one of our Habitat houses in the back parking lot of Thomas Jefferson. And this is just part of their curriculum. This is part of what they do. It's magic.
And I don't know the young lady's name, but I did hear her story when I was at Iowa Western.
Yeah.
That she started there, and next thing you know, she's still in the trades.
Yeah.
And that, I am sure, kickstarted her love.
It for sure does. It for sure does. And it's just showing that that the trades are valuable. The trades are fun, right? And the trades are necessary. Everyone needs someone to build a house. Everyone needs a plumber. Everyone needs an electrician. Everyone needs a welder. Whether you think about it or not, we HVAC, whatever it happens to be. So to look at those trades, if that makes sense for an individual, my goodness, we just need to really push that and celebrate that.
And this is another avenue that is creating those opportunities. So all of this coming from donating a couch. Think about it.
Truly.
That's the leaping off point here.
Yeah.
So
I sold the couch and we built a house.
Yeah. That's just one thing leads to another. Yeah. Now, also what we've talked about before, but we want to mention again is while you are not a furniture moving company,
right,
you will go out and take your van within a certain radius, because this is an electric van, so it's not going across country.
Right.
But you can come get things.
Yeah. So we have about a 25-mile radius. So from the river, about 25 miles out. So that allows us to go a little bit further into Potawatomi and a little bit into Mills County. We're not. We don't do it very often, just because it's that 25 or 30 mile threshold, and no offense, but I'm not going to go out for just a little office bookshelf or a nightstand.
Right.
I want to make sure that I'm going out, that I'm sending my team out to pick up basically a van load from that community. And so we're kind of working through, how do we make that happen? How do we ensure that when my folks go out to Mineola or wherever that's that 25 or 30 mile mark, how do we make sure that they're going out there and coming back with a full van? And so we're trying to figure out a way to get that communication out, saying, hey, on Tuesday we're going to be in Crescent. So anyone need to pick up in Crescent, because we'll be there. So that type of thing is what we're trying to do.
That makes sense. I think that even communities should pull together and say, okay, we're gonna have this is gonna happen on this particular day.
Yeah.
You get the furniture this far, we're gonna load it all up.
Exactly. If there's an empty storefront on Main Street, is there something there? And it's also kind of finding that that proponent, that ReStore evangelist, if you will, in those communities, and it's kind of the beginning of, that's kind of one of my goals this year is to kind of reach out to those folks and folks that live in those towns, and who's a good person to chat with, or that could help us spread the word. Doesn't mean that they have to collect furniture or donations for us, but just kind of spread the word about about Habitat and the ReStore. And
also making sure that this furniture is, you're not a trash drop-off site.
Yep.
So it needs to have life to it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, David, I appreciate you coming over. I mean, it's great to see you here.
Yeah.
And I love it when people come in and haven't been here yet, because it is nearly universal. Every time somebody comes in, is wow, I love this building.
It is. It's a great building.
Happens every time.
Good choice.
And it's great that the folks that bought the building and did the rehabilitation here to bring it back to life. This is important for this area.
Yeah, for sure.
To be able to have the history. I mean, this is a 100-year-old building into the 101st year this year. So it's important to maintain these places and to keep these places. We've lost so much history.
Yeah.
And this is an example of, nope, we're gonna hang on to this one.
Yeah.
So.
And when folks do stuff like this and do that renovation, is just make the ReStore kind of your first stop.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to find. There might be something that is like that is vintage, that is antique, that is going to work. I'm looking at all the doorknobs and all the locks and everything like that, and how many times have I seen stuff like that come through the ReStore? That would be useful to kind of give that touch back to the building.
Yeah, head over to the ReStore in Council Bluffs. It's a treasure hunt.
Yep,
and
truly
just to find out. And don't forget, there's a top floor.
Yes,
you'll go through the entire thing and think you're done, and then, oh, wait a minute, there's stairs here. Go up, trust me.
And an elevator. You got an elevator.
Yeah, and there's an elevator there too. So if you find something up there, it's a lot easier to be able to get down.
That's right.
But I always want to make sure that I'm hitting both spots because, we're constantly looking for show sets and different things to be able to put in here as well. So that's why it just has to become part of my routine. That's getting in there and taking a look and seeing what you got.
Take a peek, just a stroll.
All right.
All right.
David Klitz from the ReStore in Council Bluffs. Thank you, sir.
Cool. Thank you.
All right. We'll see you again soon.
Yep. See ya.
Service Master ReStore by Schmader knows it can be hard to get back to normal when you've suffered serious property damage due to flooding, fire, or smoke. And you may also be left with all sorts of questions about how to get your home or business back to normal. That is why Cindy has Service Master ReStore by Schmader. She can bring you back to normal by offering quality commercial and residential restoration services all across Southwest Iowa. Call 402-339-9911. Be sure to start your day right at Brewed Awakening in Avoca, open Monday through Saturday, always serving something fresh. Enjoy bagels, weekly specials that you won't find on the menu, and warm seasonal soups every Tuesday and Wednesday. And then on Wednesdays and Thursdays, grab a hot breakfast sandwich and treat yourself to something sweet every Friday. Or if you're hosting a meeting or gathering, Brewed Awakening has a private room that's ready for your group, and it's free to use if you don't need it all to yourself. Stop in for great coffee, good food, and a friendly hometown atmosphere at Brewed Awakening in Avoca. Thank you, David Klitz from the ReStore, for joining us today. Great information, and don't forget to get a hold of them and think of them first if you have some furniture that you need to donate. That's going to wrap up today's show. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.